NASA recently announced a major discovery, but some people believe that this image reveals a secret history.
In the vast and peaceful expanse of outer space, our celestial companion has been casting its enchanting glow upon the night sky for eons. It serves as a radiant celestial body, fascinating humanity with its intriguing secrets. Yet, have you ever wondered what mysteries lie hidden within the moon? Could there be indications of extraterrestrial life? Or might the moon conceal even more astonishing treasures beneath its surface than we have dared to imagine? Join us on this extraordinary journey as we venture to the farthest reaches of human comprehension, unveiling the truths behind the myriad lunar missions and the discoveries poised to reshape our understanding of Earth's nearest celestial neighbor. Soviet astronaut breaks silence on secret mission to far side of the moon. Embarking on an exploration of the mysterious expanse neighboring our celestial body, we encounter a concealed treasure known as the enigmatic far side. This lunar visage consistently averts its gaze from Earth, a result of the moon's graceful, synchronized rotation. While its counterpart, the near side, revels in Earth's watchful eye, the far side remains veiled, exuding an aura of enigma and fascination. The terrain of this covert hemisphere is nothing short of a celestial masterpiece. It consists of a rugged expanse adorned with numerous impact craters, resembling battle scars etched over countless eons of cosmic encounters. Diverging from its sibling, the near side, which boasts extensive dark lunar maria or seas, the far side presents a desolate countenance. It shares a resemblance with the barren landscapes of other celestial bodies, such as Mercury and Callisto, crafting a tableau of stark yet captivating beauty. Prominently dominating this lunar wilderness is one of the most impressive craters known to us, the South Pole Aitken Basin. It stands as a colossal scar, bearing witness to the moon's tumultuous history. This hemisphere has earned the moniker the dark side of the moon. Yet it's important to clarify that dark signifies the unknown rather than an absence of sunlight. Much like its twin, both sides of the moon bask in sunlight for 2 weeks, followed by a 2-week-long lunar night on the opposing side. A mere 18% of this intriguing realm graces our earthly vision, a limitation attributed to the moon's gentle vibrations. It wasn't until the year 1959 that humanity's eyes were unveiled to the remaining 82%, the concealed lunar treasure. A pivotal moment occurred when the Soviet Luna 3 space probe, equipped with cutting-edge technology and fueled by curiosity, captured the initial photographs of this clandestine hemisphere. One can only imagine the anticipation and wonder that enveloped the scientists and space enthusiasts as they revealed this hidden world to the public. In 1960, the Soviet Academy of Sciences unveiled the world's first atlas of the far side. Its pages unveiled a landscape that until that moment had existed solely in the realm of dreams and imagination. Radio telescope dreams. The Apollo 8 astronauts achieved an incredible milestone in 1968 as they became the first people to gaze upon the enigmatic far side of the moon up close. Until then, all spacecraft had safely touched down on the moon's near side. But on January 3, 2019, history took a leap when the Chang E4 spacecraft carried out a flawless landing on the uncharted terrain of the far side. Some clever astronomers are dreaming about installing a giant radio telescope on this hidden side. This idea is brilliant because, you see, the moon acts as a shield, guarding the telescope from the noisy radio signals of Earth. It's like finding a secret hideout for stargazing. Now, here's the cosmic twist. Due to a fascinating thing called tidal locking, the moon always shows the same face as our planet. This means that we Earthlings can never naturally spy on the far side without some advanced space gadgets. Tidal locking is like a celestial dance where the moon's rotation slows down until it locks in sync with its orbit, just like how a clock's second hand moves with each tick of the minute hand. This locked face, which we usually can't peek at, is affectionately known as the far side of the moon. But guess what? Thanks to tiny vibrations like a gentle jiggle, we can occasionally catch glimpses of about 59% of the moon's surface from Earth. It's a bit like catching glimpses of hidden treasure through a keyhole. But don't be fooled. The moon does spin on its axis, just in a way that keeps one side turned toward us. It's like a cosmic waltz where the moon's day and year are perfectly balanced, lasting about 29.5 Earth days each. So, while it may seem like the moon is always showing us the same face, it's doing a slow twirl in the dark reaches of space. The spacecraft revolutionizing lunar exploration. In the exciting summer of June 2009, a remarkable journey began from the Kennedy Space Center in sunny Florida. It was the launch of the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, or LRO for short. This incredible spacecraft belonging to NASA has been circling our moon ever since, on a mission that has changed the way we see and understand our celestial neighbor. LRO's mission is nothing short of extraordinary. It's been capturing super detailed images and data since 2009. And why, you ask? Well, because these precious resources are vital for planning future missions to the moon. Yes, both for humans and our trusty robots. But here's where it gets cool. LRO has pulled off some amazing feats and made discoveries that have rocked the world of lunar exploration. For instance, it's crafted a spectacular 3D map of the moon's surface. Imagine having a map so detailed that it's like seeing your backyard from space with clarity down to 100 meters. This map covers a whopping 98.2% of the moon, except for a few places near the poles that like to stay in the shadows. Now, what does this map show us? It's not just a pretty picture, it spills the beans on everything you'd want to know about the moon. Its ups and downs, its history etched in its geology, how hot or cold it can get, and even the radiation levels. And why is this important, you might wonder? Well, because it helps us pick the perfect spots for landing our spacecraft in the future, making sure our astronauts and rovers are safe and sound. Plus, it tells us where we might find valuable resources for future lunar missions, lost and found on the moon. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, or LRO, has captured some stunning pictures of where previous spacecraft landed on the moon. These aren't just any old landers. We're talking about the iconic Apollo missions, the Surveyor 3 probe, and even the Soviet Luna and Lunokhod missions. Imagine seeing the actual tracks, flags, scientific instruments, and even footprints left by the astronauts from those historic Apollo missions. These images are like time capsules, giving us a window into how the lunar environment affects the things we humans put up there. But that's not all. LRO has some seriously high-tech gear on board. It can detect laser signals that we bounce off the moon from Earth-based stations. Think about it. A laser beam travels to the moon, bounces back, and LRO catches it. They use a fancy instrument called the Lunar Orbiter Laser Altimeter, or LOLA for short. It's like a cosmic measuring tape. It shoots laser pulses at the moon's surface and measures how long they take to come back. And get this, it can even find these cool things called retroreflectors. These are like lunar mirrors that send light back exactly where it came from. Now here's the real kicker. There are 5 of these retroreflectors on the moon. 3 of them were left there by Apollo astronauts, one by the French-built Lunokhod 2 rover, and another by Lunokhod 1, a Soviet mission. But wait, there's more excitement. In 2010, LRO did some lunar detective work and found the long-lost Lunokhod 1 rover and its retroreflector. This little guy had gone silent back in 1971, but LRO brought it back into the spotlight. And if you're wondering how precise LRO's measurements are, get ready to be impressed. It can measure the distance to Lunokhod 1 with an accuracy of about 1 centimeter. That's mind-bogglingly precise, especially considering that Lunokhod 1 is roughly 400,000 kilometers away from Earth. It's like hitting a bullseye on the moon from back here on our home planet. So, thanks to LRO, we're getting up close and personal with the moon like never before, uncovering secrets and rekindling memories of our lunar adventures. Water, ice, and volcanic revelations on the moon. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, or LRO, has been like a detective exploring the moon with its special tools. 2 of these tools, the Lyman Alpha Mapping Project, LAMP, and the Lunar Exploration Neutron Detector, LEND, have made some exciting discoveries. LAMP is like the moon's own flashlight. It looks at the moon and sees the way it reflects ultraviolet light. This light can tell us about things on the moon's surface. LEND, on the other hand, listens for tiny particles called neutrons that the moon's soil gives off. Both LAMP and LEND are detectives that can sniff out the scent of hydrogen atoms, and where there's hydrogen, there might be water. LRO found that in some shadowy craters near the moon's poles, ice deposits are hiding in the darkness. These ice deposits could be like a hidden treasure chest for future space missions. But that's not all. LRO also spotted water vapor rising when meteoroids hit the moon. It's like a little splash of water from these space rocks. LRO has more tools up its sleeve. It has the Diviner Lunar Radiometer Experiment and the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter camera. DLRE checks how warm the moon is by looking at the heat it gives off. LROC takes pictures of the moon's surface in colors that our eyes can see. These tools have helped us learn about the moon's volcanic past. They've found signs of volcanic activity like lava flows, pyroclastic deposits, rills, domes, and vents. But here's the exciting part. Some of these signs suggest that the moon was a bit of a volcano party not too long ago in terms of geological time. This means the moon might have been spewing out lava lava and ash until recently, which is pretty surprising. Magnetic anomalies and cosmic rays. The Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter has made noteworthy discoveries regarding lunar geological features. One such discovery includes the identification of a novel type of volcanic landform on the Moon, termed irregular mare patches, or IMPs. These IMPs are relatively small regions characterized by smooth, dark materials that might have originated from explosive volcanic eruptions or lava fountains. Additionally, the LRO has undertaken extensive investigations into the Moon's magnetic field, employing its cosmic ray telescope for this purpose, as well as the Crater instrument. Crater is specifically designed to gauge the energy and flow of cosmic rays and solar energetic particles that reach the lunar surface. These particles possess the potential to impact both the well-being of astronauts and the functionality of electronic equipment during forthcoming lunar missions. Crater's capabilities extend to the detection of anomalies within the local magnetic field. These anomalies are often attributed to magnetized rocks situated on or beneath the lunar surface. These rocks may have formed during the Moon's early history when it possessed a global magnetic field, or as a result of meteoroid impacts that generated temporary magnetic fields. Notably, some of these rocks give rise to multiple magnetospheres, influencing the trajectories of incoming particles and creating distinctive patterns on the lunar surface. China's Chang E4 lunar expedition. China's Chang E4 mission stands as the inaugural and sole human endeavor to successfully land upon and investigate the hitherto unexplored far side of the Moon. The mission comprises a lander, a rover aptly named U-22, and a crucial relay satellite named Queqiao. This ambitious mission embarked on its journey on December 8, 2018, and achieved lunar orbit insertion on December 12, 2018. Subsequently, on January 3, 2019, both the lander and rover safely touched down within the Von Karman crater, strategically situated in the South Pole Aitken Basin. The South Pole Aitken Basin stands as the most extensive and ancient impact crater within our solar system. It spans a diameter of approximately 2,500 kilometers and reaches a depth of about 13 kilometers. Scientific consensus suggests that this monumental crater came into existence roughly 4 billion years ago, following a significant collision with a sizable asteroid on the lunar surface. This impactful event is thought to have unearthed portions of the Moon's mantle material, offering invaluable insights into the Moon's origin and evolutionary history. The Chang A4 mission is equipped with a total of 9 scientific instruments, distributed among different components of the mission. Specifically, 4 of these instruments are situated on the lander module. These include the landing camera, the terrain camera, a low-frequency radio spectrometer, and the Lunar Lander neutrons and dosimetry instrument, which has been contributed by Germany. Meanwhile, the remaining 4 instruments are located on the rover component. These instruments consist of the panoramic camera, a visible and near-infrared imaging spectrometer, the lunar penetrating radar, and an advanced small analyzer for neutrals, which has been provided by Sweden. Lastly, the instrument on the relay satellite is known as the Netherlands-China Low-Frequency Explorer, Chang A4's instrumental quest on the far side. The Chang A4 mission has 3 main goals. First, it wants to study space using special tools like the low-frequency radio spectrometer and the Lunar Lander neutron and dosimetry experiment. They work in different radio wave ranges, with LFRS handling 1 to 30 MHz and NCLE covering 80 kHz to 80 MHz. This helps scientists understand the cosmic dawn when the first stars and galaxies appeared. Next, the mission aims to learn about the Moon's surface. It uses tools like the lunar camera, terrain camera, panoramic camera, visible and near-infrared spectrometer, and lunar penetrating radar. These tools take detailed pictures and readings of the Moon's surface and even reveal what's below up to 100 meters deep. They can identify different types of rocks and minerals and tell us about things like volcanic activity, like lava flows and vents. Lastly, the mission monitors the space environment around the Moon. It uses the lunar neutron and dosimetry experiment and the advanced small analyzer for neutrals to measure radiation and atoms on the Moon's surface. This helps us understand how cosmic rays and solar wind affect the Moon's unique space environment on its far side. China's lunar biosphere breakthrough. The Chang A4 mission achieved a lunar biosphere experiment to test the feasibility of a self-sustaining artificial ecosystem on the Moon. This experiment took place in a sealed container containing soil, water, air, nutrients, cotton, potato, and thale cress seeds, as well as yeast and fruit fly eggs to establish a basic food chain. The container had systems for temperature control, water supply, and a camera for plant growth monitoring. Launched on December 8, 2022, alongside the Chang A4 lander and rover, it landed landed in the Von Karman crater on January 3, 2023. Soon after landing, the cotton seeds sprouted, with a seedling visible by January 15, 2023. This marked the first time biological matter thrived on the lunar surface. Potato and thale cress seeds also sprouted, along with signs of life from yeast and fruit flies. This demonstrated that plants can grow and perform photosynthesis in the challenging lunar environment, despite low gravity and harsh conditions. The experiment showed that a basic ecosystem could be maintained in a confined space, although it wasn't designed for long-term survival. Unfortunately, the lunar night, with its extreme cold lasting about 2 weeks, led to the demise of the organisms. The container lacked the necessary heating or battery systems to endure these conditions. The experiment concluded on January 12, 2023, coinciding with the lunar night's onset. Despite its short duration, this achievement is a significant milestone for China and space exploration. It opens doors for future missions aimed at establishing human habitation on the moon or other celestial bodies, unearthing a new volcanic rock species. The Chang A4 mission made a groundbreaking discovery on the moon's surface using a special tool called a spectrometer. This tool studied the light reflected from different rocks on the moon. The analysis found 2 areas with rocks rich in olivine and low-calcium pyroxene. These minerals are rare on the moon's surface, but are expected to be more common beneath it in the lunar mantle. It's tricky to study the mantle directly because it's hidden beneath a thick layer of lava covering much of the moon. Scientists think that huge impacts like the one that created the South Pole Aitken Basin, where Chang A4 landed, might have brought pieces of the mantle to the surface. Finding this new kind of volcanic rock supports this idea, giving us valuable insights into the moon's history. This discovery also helps us better understand the moon's complex volcanic past, the longest operating U2 rover on the moon. Past lunar missions, like Apollo and Luna, indicated that most lunar volcanic activity occurred between 3.8 billion and 3 billion years ago. During this time, a lot of molten rock erupted and filled basins on the moon's near side. But the Chang A4 mission, landing in a younger area, uncovered a different story. It found lava flows dating back to around 2 billion years ago. This suggests lunar volcanoes were active for much longer than we thought, and hints at differences in when and how intensely volcanoes erupted in various regions. Chang A4 also explored more than a kilometer of lunar terrain with the U2 rover, which holds a record as the moon's longest operating rover. It's worth noting the Soviet Union's contribution to space exploration. Luna 3 was the first probe to capture images of the moon's hidden, dark side. This historic mission revealed an unseen part of our celestial neighbor, a significant achievement in Soviet engineering and science that greatly expanded our understanding of the moon. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. For many generations, the far side of the moon has been a mysterious and hidden place, cloaked in darkness. However, during a pioneering mission, Soviet Union astronauts made a remarkable discovery on the dark side. There are suggestions that they stumbled upon a meticulously crafted pyramid structure. Additionally, in the lunar breeze, the Chinese national flag was seen flying next to this impressive architectural wonder, signaling their presence in this distant and unexplored region. This speculation has raised several intriguing questions. How did this pyramid come into existence? Could it be a remnant of a lost lunar civilization? If that's the case, what could be the reason for keeping it hidden for such a prolonged period? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Pioneering lunar photography in 1959. The Luna 3 probe embarked on its historic mission on October 4, 1959, launched into space by a Proton K rocket from the famous Baikonur Cosmodrome. This marked the third Soviet mission to approach the moon, following the achievements of Luna 1 and Luna 2, which conducted a flyby and impacted the lunar surface, respectively. Luna 3 had a unique goal: to orbit the moon and capture images of its mysterious far side. Luna 3 had an innovative design, resembling a cylinder with rounded ends and a wide flange near the top. It featured solar cells on its exterior for power and thermal control shutters. The probe had communication equipment with 4 antennas to maintain contact with Earth. It also carried scientific instruments, including detectors for micrometeoroids and cosmic rays. The key component was the Yenisei 2 imaging system, which included 2 cameras, a film processing unit, and a scanner. It used special film originally from U.S. Genitrix balloons intercepted in Soviet airspace. The cameras could capture images through 2 lenses, one for wide angle and one for close-up shots. The film processing unit automated development and drying using pre-stored chemicals, and the scanner transmitted the images to Earth via radio waves. Luna 3's mission was a significant step in lunar exploration, revealing the hidden side of the moon to the world. through the lens of history. The Luna 3 probe reached the moon on October 6, 1959. It then circled the moon in an oval path. Cameras on board took 29 pictures of the moon's far side. These pictures covered about 70% of that side and were taken from different distances, ranging from 6,200 to 66,700 kilometers. Starting on October 7th, the probe began to prepare the images and send them to Earth. This continued until October 18th, though sometimes there were problems like technical issues or bad positions of the probe and Earth. Despite these issues, the received images, while not perfect because of things like noise and distortion, still showed the moon's far side. It looked quite different from the near side. There were fewer Maria on the far side. Instead, it had more craters and mountains. The two big Maria on the far side were called Mare Moscoviense and Mare Desideri. But later studies found that Mare Desideri had smaller features, including Mare Angini and some dark craters, charting new paths in space exploration. The images transmitted by Luna 3 instigated widespread excitement and global interest. These images unveiled hitherto unseen facets of our well-known celestial companion, the Moon. Simultaneously, they cast doubt upon certain preconceived notions concerning the Moon's origin and evolutionary path, whilst also engendering fresh inquiries regarding its geological composition and historical development. In 1960, Soviet scientists presented an atlas of the Moon's far side, which hinged on advanced image processing techniques, thereby elevating the image quality significantly. Additionally, they ascribed names to numerous features on the lunar far side, predominantly employing Russian nomenclature or names tethered to the realm of space exploration. Some of these designations endure in contemporary usage, while others have yielded to international conventions and nomenclatural modifications. The Luna 3 mission, which extended until October 22, 1959, experienced a communication loss with Earth due to a radio system malfunction. Consequently, it re-entered Earth's atmosphere on April 29, 1960, after its orbit decayed. Notably, this probe achieved its mission objectives with great success, leaving a historic mark by revealing the hitherto unexplored far side of the Moon. Moreover, it showcased the technological prowess and scientific curiosity of the Soviet Union, thus laying the foundation for forthcoming lunar exploration endeavors encompassing both robotic missions and human astronaut expeditions. LunaCAD-1's robotic rover on the Moon. One of the noteworthy Soviet Union missions to the Moon was the LunaCAD-1 mission. It marked a significant milestone as it represented the first instance of a robotic rover exploring the surface of another celestial body while transmitting valuable scientific data and images back to Earth. This mission served as a compelling testament to the technological prowess and scientific curiosity of the Soviet Union, thereby setting the stage for subsequent lunar exploration endeavors. The LunaCAD-1 rover, integral to this mission, was transported to the lunar surface aboard the Luna 17 spacecraft. This spacecraft embarked on its journey on November 10, 1970, propelled by a Proton K rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Following two precise course correction maneuvers, Luna 17 successfully entered lunar orbit on November 15th. Subsequently, preparations for its lunar landing commenced, culminating in a soft touchdown on November 17th at 3:47 UTC. Luna 17's landing site was deliberately selected for its advantageous characteristics, including a flat terrain and favorable lighting conditions. Approximately 4 hours after landing, the rover emerged from the spacecraft and proceeded to unfurl its solar panels and antennas, the high-tech marvel of Luna 17's Lunar Rover. The Luna 17 rover had a unique round shape with a big curved cover and 8 wheels that could move independently. It carried 4 cameras, an X-ray tool, a cosmic ray detector, and a laser reflector from France. It also had special tools to check how dense and strong the lunar soil was. The rover got power from rechargeable batteries, charged by sunlight during the day. At night, it covered up and used a heater with a substance called polonium-210 to stay warm. People in the Soviet Union controlled the rover from afar, getting information and pictures from it through a big dish in Crimea. Because it took about 2.5 seconds for messages to travel between Earth and the Moon, operators had to predict what the rover should do and avoid obstacles. The rover could also stop itself if it sensed danger or lost contact with Earth. Originally, the plan plan was for the rover to work for 3 lunar days, equal to about 3 Earth months. But it turned out to be super tough and kept going for 11 lunar days, nearly a year on Earth. It traveled an impressive 10.54 kilometers, sending back lots of useful data. This included over 20,000 pictures, more than 200 panoramas, 500 soil tests, and 140 samples of lunar soil that it checked with X-rays. It also measured the moon's magnetic field, watched cosmic rays, and checked out particles from the sun. Plus, it helped with experiments using laser beams from Earth. Sadly, the mission ended on September 14, 1971, when the rover lost contact with Earth because of a problem with its radio. Its last message was a famous picture of its shadow on the lunar surface. For almost 40 years, it stayed quiet until NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter found it in April 2010. The orbiter also found the Luna 17 lander and the tracks it left on the moon, which helps us learn more about lunar exploration history. Chandrayan III's cosmic quest. In another significant milestone, India has achieved a historic feat with its Chandrayan III mission, which translates to moon vehicle in Sanskrit. This mission stands out as a remarkable accomplishment, being the first one to successfully reach the southernmost region of the moon, known as the lunar South Pole. It showcases India's space prowess and opens up new scientific frontiers for all of humanity. Chandrayan III is India's most ambitious lunar expedition, consisting of 3 vital parts. First, the lander named Vikram is set to land on the moon's surface. Second is the rover called Pragyan, ready to explore uncharted lunar territories. Lastly, there's the propulsion module, the spacecraft's reliable cosmic transport. The countdown began on July 14, 2023, as the spacecraft launched from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Andhra Pradesh. It traveled an astonishing 384,400 kilometers through space. On August 6, 2023, it reached the moon's orbit, marking a significant milestone for India and humanity's cosmic exploration journey. This achievement has captured global excitement and will undoubtedly shape the future of lunar exploration. Vikram Lander's incredible 15-minute descent. The most intense part of the mission was when the Vikram lander had to make its final descent and land. It was a super-fast spaceship zooming through space at a mind-boggling 6,000 kilometers per hour. Now, picture it needing to stop in just 15 minutes, like a race car slamming on the brakes. To do this, the Vikram lander used special thrusters and sensors, like its eyes and engines working together to ensure a safe landing. This part earned the nickname 15 Minutes of Terror, coined by ISRO's chief K. Sivan. What's even more amazing is that Lander's smart computer handled it all. No humans pushed buttons or made quick decisions. It was all up to the machine, and it performed flawlessly. The lander gently touched down near the moon's south pole at 18:04 India time on August 23rd. The excitement continued when India's Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, watching from South Africa, declared, "India is now on the moon, and the sky's not the limit." It was a moment of national pride and congratulations to the amazing ISRO team and the entire nation. Which of these lunar missions and discoveries did you find the most fascinating? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.